Hello, I'm Plutoburns, and welcome to Eagleland. Shorty and Chubby are in love, so what? Just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it?
Shorty and Chubby, as I shall now be referring to this work, is a shoujo romance one-shot. One-shots are pretty much what the name suggests. They're self-contained stories that aren't meant to be a continuous series, though some artists use one-shots as a test case for a story they were hoping to turn into a series. Incidentally, check out the Naruto one-shot if you can. It's really quite different from the series.
Shorty and Chubby is so titled because of the flaws of its two main characters. The girl is the chubby manager of the boys' basketball team, and the boy is the team's ace, despite being a short wazik. You see, shoujo manga is primarily aimed at young girls, so a lot of the heroines come off as self-insertion Mary Sue types. As such, the stories have the unfortunate habit of making the main characters perfect with token flaws. I have a list right here of some of my favorites.
I'm a beautiful and well-adjusted girl who tans too easily, so everyone assumes I'm a slut. Well, I'm a beautiful and well-adjusted girl who's too good at sports, so all the boys feel threatened by me when I beat them at bowling. Well, I'm a beautiful girl who's convinced herself that she isn't beautiful and goes to school with an unflattering hairstyle to mask my radiant gorgeousness. As for the guys, they usually get stuck with the surface-level bad boy shtick, where they either glare at people or have some trumped-up past that makes them look bad until the girl breaks through his barriers with her gosh darn wonderfulness.
Yeah, it turns out that particular trope is almost universal to mankind. So you can see that Shorty and Chubby is already doing something right by giving its leads actual flaws, if relatively minor ones. But it still sucks. You don't have to take my word for it, I can show you.
I want to take a look at the cover for a second. First, Shorty is still quite a bit taller than Chubby, removing that sticking point from the proceedings. Second, in the bottom corner, we can read a bit about how she falls for a boy with the nickname Little Monkey. Yeah, he only gets called that once. So we have this opening page of Shorty McPonce being awesome, but oh dear, turns out he's short. And just to drive the point home with a bloody hammer, we have a quick shot of Random Girl saying it's a shame he's short, 'cause otherwise he would be cool.
Ma'am, I think Joe Pesci would like to have a word with you.
I think that you got the wrong impression about me. I think in all fairness, I should explain to you exactly what it is that I do.
Actually, I get the feeling that all the other people at this school are complete tossers. 2 pages later, this guy says to Chubby Girl's face, "Oh man, you'd be so much hotter if you weren't fat. I'd date you if you lost some weight." Wait, back up. Look at this picture. There are other pictures where she is drawn fatter, but this is the best shot. What, may I ask, is wrong with her appearance? She looks perfectly fine to me. Also, Japan, why do you have a sound effect for plump? Weird. So Short Stuff decides to confess his love for Chubbs because she is a nice person and is so girlish. This garners lots of attention from the background Muppets, who pull out their phones to snap pictures and quickly dub them Shorty Chubby couple. Chubby isn't sure how to react, which this git reads as a personal challenge, whereby he says that he will have Chubby saying she loves him in 1 week.
Arbitrary deadline that never gets brought up again? Check.
Then we have what I can only term a perfect boyfriend montage, followed by a guy calling our heroine fat to her face. Is everyone at this school a complete prat? And this only happens so Shorts can appear suddenly and defend her honor dramatically. Chubbs then swoons about how wonderful it is to be protected by a man.
Yes, let's not focus on how what people say hurts her and instead wistfully fantasize about how great it is to be guarded and cared for by a man. God forbid she actually learn how to stand up for herself.
We go along in that same vein for a while, with Chubbs wondering if it's okay for her to love Stumpy. This is followed by the most blatant example of female gaze. Yeah, look at that chest. Isn't he hot? Even the other characters seem to think he looks cooler now, despite this shot only being marginally different from the first page. But oh no, a cute skinny girl has walked up to him and talked to him. It must be a confession! She represents everything I am not, since flowers appear around her when she speaks. I better say something about how I can't accept Shorty's confession so he can magically teleport behind me and overhear it, even though I only said it in a moment of weakness and wouldn't have said it to his face, most likely.
This is what passes for drama in this manga, people. The author contorts characters through time and space just to have a forced misunderstanding. You can almost hear the soap opera soundtrack.
We see that Chubby actually did like him and berates herself for being a fool. Yes, you are. You are quite daft, actually. But then literally 1 page later, we see Stumpy Jones here say that he wants to confess to her again.
I know this is a one-shot, but you have to show us that some length of time has passed or something has changed before he does that.
We get a big ol' shot of him smiling, and he says he had a body complex, and Puggles helped him overcome his concerns about his height.
When? We never saw you indicate that you were uncomfortable about your height. Ever!
As he plays his basketball, we see him make an improbable shot while looking weirdly entranced with nothing. And then Chubbs awkwardly says she loves him while crying on the sidelines, like any good love-struck woman should. Wait, we haven't seen them kiss yet. Ah, there it is. The apparent pinnacle of their romantic life has been achieved, with all the plonkers in the background suddenly deciding they do make a cute couple, instead of a couple that stands out, therefore making them a target of abuse.
I may sound upset, but Shorty and Chubby is mostly harmless. It's so incredibly sparkly and romanticized that the only people who could take this seriously are the same people shoujo manga is marketed toward. It's not the kind of manga that sticks with you, the kind of manga you'll think back on later and say, why the hell did I like this? Its greatest sin is that it doesn't take advantage of its own concept. But the thing is, better manga have already tackled this subject.
Lovely Complex is a very funny and moving romance between a tall girl and a short boy. Pokemania, though not as well written as Lovely Complex, is still a very funny and sympathetic portrayal of a fat girl overcoming her own sense of worthlessness. Even if Shorty and Chubby was expanded, nothing in this one-shot indicates to me that it will hold a candle to either of those mangas.
Feel free to read it. It's short and is at least well drawn in an overly shiny and cute way. Maki Kyoko is the author and artist. She has written a handful of other romance short stories that, as far as I can tell, haven't been released in English. I think it's about time I covered an actually good manga on this show. So next time, I will be looking at a compendium of horror stories. I mean, it is the season, right? Till next time, I'm Plutoburns, and this has been Eagleland.